Hi VIP members, welcome to our first video of 2015. Today we wanted to talk about a common problem that we hear quite a bit from our clients.
So a lot of them complain that they are training really hard and they're minimizing their calories, and that's a big misconception in our industry, is that you have to train extremely hard and deplete all your calorie intake to get any advantages, when actually it's really the opposite.
Yeah, so I guess the first thing to point out is when it comes to energy in versus energy out and maintaining or losing weight, your body has a preferred set point. So as you all know, you'll find, I sit really comfortably around this particular weight, or I've gained kilos and kilos until I hit a particular weight, and then I just sit there, okay? The reason that you either lose and hit a certain point and can't lose anymore, or bump on weight until you sort of equalize, is because your body has a set point. It has somewhere where it's fairly comfortable with taking in amount of calories, using up in exercise or in daily life, and just maintaining an even weight. So what we wanted to talk today about that set point, and then how we can manipulate both food in and energy out the correct way that's sustainable. Long-term sustainability is obviously really important, and that also allows you to essentially reset that set point in your body. Okay, so as we said, people come to us and they say, right, we've cut our calories ridiculously, okay, and I'm talking hundreds, if not 1,000 calories below what they should be taking in for their size, and we're exercising 6, 8 times a week, 2 times a day for at least 3 or 4 days a week, plus a session on every other day. And they go, we're not losing weight. So the first thing we say is, right, we need to come back and start at your equilibrium. So we need to start at that point where they're taking in food and they're exercising, not exercising, doing their normal daily activities. No matter what they're doing, they're not losing or gaining weight. They're at their equilibrium. So the next step we want to do is
introduce exercise slowly. It shouldn't be, like the first week, I'm going to wake up Monday morning and that's it. I'm going to start running. I'm going to change my life and it's going to be magical. And that seems to be what a lot of people tend to do.
5,000 calories today, burn them all.
Yeah, that's it. So what we suggest is that you start off just even incidental activity. My biggest one is that I mow the lawn. So if we've paid lawnmower people to come in and mow the grass before, and it's like, no, I'm going to have those calories. I'm going to be the calorie thief, and that's how we refer to it. So, instead of asking somebody to get you a drink while they're up in the kitchen, steal those calories. They're yours, not theirs. Go get them. Think about it in that way, instead of it being, getting people to do stuff for you. The old, park further away at the shopping centre and then walk in, take the stairs. They're all common things that we hear all the time. So, and they are true. They're all things that will change your life and will make a difference.
Well, it's like us here. We have our computers upstairs and our printer and our filing cabinet downstairs. So whenever we're doing work and printing or need a file to refer to for the business, we've got to run up and down the stairs constantly.
And believe me, we do a lot of stair runs if the printing doesn't work properly.
So on top of that incidental exercise, the other thing we want to make sure we do is, in PT speak, we want to overload progressively. Okay, if you're at a set point where you're not doing too much day in, day out, your body isn't ready for you to go out and run a half marathon.
No.
It's not ready for you to go out and do a 20-minute session 7 days a week. It might only be a short session, but it's cumulative. It adds up over those 7 days. At the end of the week, your body's going to go, that's it, I give up. So we want to overload progressively. We want to take it nice and slow, and we want to just stick to the upper end or just over the upper end of our comfort zone. Okay, we certainly don't want to go out and absolutely hammer ourselves straight away.
Yeah. My biggest thing when I'm training a client, especially one that's new to exercise, is that I'll always say to them, if I can hold a conversation with you and you can talk back, then you're not working hard enough. But if you can't answer with one word, then you're training too hard. Okay, so if you can find that little balance in yourself, it's like if somebody said something, so how are you today? You can go, good. But if you go, good, thanks, no, I'm feeling really well, then you need to be up around that good part, not just that conversational part.
The short sentence answer.
Yes.
Short sentence answer. Recovery is another important thing. We did just mention that, you can't just go out and train 7 days straight. It's just not going to work. Your body's not ready for it. So you need to start slowly, progress in your exercise intensity slowly, but you also need to progress in your frequency slowly as well. So if you're not used to doing anything except your normal everyday incidental exercise, you might only need definitely one, but maybe 2 sessions a week.
Mm.
And we were just discussing before when we were talking about thieving calories and things of the sort. Once you've done those 1 or 2 extra sessions that are a little bit harder in the week, every other bit of incidental exercise that you normally do is going to be harder for your body because it is fatigued, right? So you're going to actually be thieving more calories from running up and down the stairs, from mowing the lawn, doing the vacuuming, whatever it might be, simply because you've worked your body harder a couple of days beforehand as well. So keep in mind 1-2 sessions a week at a slightly higher intensity, and then just thieve calories from those everyday movements that we got to do. There's nothing like interval vacuuming.
He's just done the vacuuming.
Interval shower scrubbing. Okay, so once you've sort of got your exercise sorted, the other thing we need to then address is obviously diet intake. Okay, and we need to refeed more often than we need to cut calories. Most people tend to be taking in a decent enough amount of calories. It's not rare, but the majority of overweight people or people who are looking to lose weight, they don't need to drastically cut what they're eating. It's normally they need to substitute good calories for bad calories. Okay, by doing that, obviously we change the way your body uses those calories so far as energy systems, but we also changed the amount of micronutrients that you get in as well, which is a huge thing for recovery and performance as well.
Also, go with portion control. So don't just go, I can't have, say your favourite food is, I don't know, spaghetti bolognese, for example. Don't go, oh, now I can't eat spaghetti bolognese because I'm on a diet. So therefore, just reduce your portion size, because the more you say you can't have something, the more you will want something. So it's like a smoker. If the minute they say, I'm not going to smoke anymore, I'm going to quit tomorrow, but the first thing they wake up in the morning is like, oh, I wish I had a cigarette, because you've said you can't have something. If you choose to change your life, you're making those changes. So you're not choosing to become a health nut or a gym freak, so to speak. You are choosing to make a lifestyle change. It doesn't mean that you can't have some things. It means everything in moderation. So take your favourite foods and just have portion controls of them. If you would like some potato chips while you're watching the footy, maybe pour a couple of those potato chips in a bowl, and then that's all you can have, instead of sitting there with the whole packet, because how easy is it to sit there with the whole packet and just keep on munching and then go, oh, I've got to the end of the packet. Oops, oh, well, I better start tomorrow. And then you get down on yourself and then you be cranky. So, everything in moderation. Don't say you can't have something, just change the portion controls.
Well, it doesn't really make sense, does it? I mean, the whole point of this health and fitness and wellness thing is to improve our life. And if we can't have the odd dessert here and there or the odd glass of wine or beer, then, well, life's going to be pretty sucky. You want to be able to relax and have fun too. So it's all about balance. I read an article last night that had a really cool 2-word saying in it when it comes to nutrition and what to consider to take in, and it was green face. They're the 2 words you need to remember. I thought it worked really well because in those 2 words, the green represents natural. Okay, so any food that's natural, grows in the ground, on a tree, anything like that, perfect. Add it in. Really good to have in your diet. Face, well, that's just anything that had a face and that is now on your plate is good as well. Okay, green face, remember it, use it. 2 simple words to repeat whenever you're looking at buying food or looking at what you're going to make for dinner.
Yep.
Okay, how much green's in there? How many things used to have a face? Yep. If that constitutes at least 2/3 of your plate, you're doing pretty well. Yeah,
definitely. Also, another thing to consider is calories in soft drinks, or even in fruit juice, or cordial,
anything but
iced
water.
Tea, all these things that
anything
we think,
but water.
Oh, I haven't had anything to eat. I'm really, really hungry, but you've had 150 plus calories in a can of Coke, but you haven't had anything to eat. So that's 150 calories you've taken in, but they're empty calories. They haven't done anything actually for you. So, consider those things. And when people talk about, having trouble losing weight, you can even have a look. They haven't eaten much, but they may have drank a lot of soft drink or a glass of wine, more wine and stuff like that. When you have wine, a lot of people have cheese and biscuits and stuff like that. Don't say don't have it, just modify the amount that you do have. I know I love nothing more than after mowing the grass and I'm stinking hot, sitting down and having a cold beer. But I've stolen my calories, so I can afford to have that beer, So finding that balance is a really good thing.
Yeah. So just to recap our points for today, points to take away. The first one is we want to start at our equilibrium. So we want to start at that point where we're taking in food, but we're not gaining or losing weight. Okay. We want to introduce our exercise slowly. We want to be very consistent with exercise and with eating, and we want to be a calorie thief.
Yeah, and consistency is the key. Keep stealing those calories and keep that incidental activity going, and keep that general, programmed exercise, and keep progressively overloading.
Remember, recovery is our third point. And do not cut lots of calories when you start to change your diet. Make sure that we just replace good calories for those bad calories. And lucky last, green face. Remember it. Anything green, anything had a face, put it on your plate. Thanks, guys.